Hello everybody, welcome back. Today, I've got something special for you. I'm going to show you how to create this exact same look using Dehancer. Now, it's good to note that Dehancer was based on and engineered from years and years of the study of analog filmmaking and photography. This is why, as you'll see in a moment, the results are incredibly realistic and precise. Let's not waste any more time and let's jump right into it. Okay. So you're gonna go ahead and open your comp, drag Dehancer onto your timeline, and boom. Wow, that's a lot of effects. Let's go ahead and break them down one by one. Before we go any further, I wanna go ahead and mention that if you are interested in trying out Dehancer for yourself, you'll be able to get 10% off of your purchase using my discount code in the description below, RichMom10. That's RichMom10 for 10% off of any purchase, excluding the app. Okay, let's get right back into it. Let's start with the input. Automatically, it'll be set to Rec 709, but there are multiple different conversion profiles if you would prefer to adjust it to your liking. But for this example, we're going to be keeping it just as it is. Here as well, you can adjust the temperature, the tint, as well as the defringe, which controls chromatic aberration. Below input, we've got the film tab. Dehancer has gone ahead and given us a bunch of different film profiles to work with. 63 to be exact, ranging all the way from the popular portrait stock all the way to more recent stocks like Lumochrome and Cinestill. As well, you can adjust the push and pull of the stock to your liking if you choose to do so. Film Developer emulates the development part of the process and can aid with certain looks. But as well, we will be keeping this as it is. Film Compression emulates the tonal ranges of film and it also tweaks the highlights. Expand helps with adjusting the profile that you've chosen earlier. The black and white sliders work as contrast modifiers to the profile itself. Print allows you to adjust different sorts of values that act like real analog film. Color Head allows you to do any creative color adjustment, pretty similar to any other color adjuster that you may already be familiar with. Film Grain is exactly what it sounds like. It allows you to add and adjust the grain on your clip exactly to your liking. You can choose from a range of 8mm film grain all the way up to 65mm film grain, or you can go completely custom. This is one of my favorite features of Dehancer, the ability to tweak just about every setting to perfection. I mean, really. All of the adjustment sliders are incredibly precise and allow you to really dial in on that look that you're looking for. Next up, we've got halation. Now, halation is that red-orange spread of light you see on certain film stocks, such as Cinestill 800T and some 16mm films. The source limiter here adjusts the brightness of any light source in the image. The background gain tweaks how much of the halation you're able to see on the background. Smoothness makes the halation softer. Local diffusion adjusts the spread around the edges. Global diffusion can aid with warming skin tones. Amplify strengthens the halation in your image. Hue adjusts the color of the halation from either more red to more orange. Blue comp helps to adjust the influence that a blue background can have on your halation. And finally, impact acts as the opacity of your halation. As well, we have a mask mode that allows you to see the exact amount of halation that is on your image. Okay. Moving on to bloom. Bloom, if you don't know, is a softening and slight hazing of a light source in your image that you would get from a vintage lens. The controls are fairly similar to halation, but with a few tiny differences. Highlights controls the threshold of the highlights in the image. Details adjust the effects and details on certain objects in your image. Diffusion covers the radius. And again, just like with halation, we have a mask-only mode. Okay, only a couple more things to go and then we'll get to color grading. Vignette gives you a natural vignetted look. Film breadth emulates the accidental changing of exposure on a film strip. Gate weave mimics the movements of a film strip being played through a projector. And finally, there's false color that lets you get an idea of the light and shadow distribution in your image, as well as the colors. Okay, now that we've walked through all the controls, let's go ahead and get to grading.
Okay, hey, hi, it's VoiceOver Zan here to give you my thoughts on Dehancer as a whole, while real-life me grades this image. Overall, I find Dehancer to be a great tool to achieve a proper true-to-life analog look to your videos without spending millions on a 16mm camera, film, development, etc., the whole thing. The controls are great, they're very precise, and like I've mentioned before, the results are incredibly true and proper to a real film emulsion. You've got a lot of options to really refine and dial in the look that you're searching for. However, there are a few drawbacks that I would like to note. Dehancer does not support Intel processors, so if you're someone like me who frequently edits on a Mac laptop, this will be an issue. Second, I've remarked that sometimes when using the presets for grain, halation, and bloom, when you adjust the parameters, the effects don't adjust at all and sort of stay the same. And the opposite has happened to me as well. When using the custom settings, the effect doesn't change, and in one case, didn't appear at all on one of my images.
Okay, here's the final image that I've gone ahead and graded for you beautiful spectators out there. I'll show you the raw right here, and here's the after. Wow, that is gorgeous. I mean, look at that grain, the bloom, the halation. I always like to add a little bit more than what's necessary. But wait, we're not done yet. I've gone ahead and created an entire short for you all to watch, and I've graded everything just with Dehancer to give you an idea of what it can look like in more diverse scenarios. Hope you enjoy.
Dès les premiers rayons du soleil, je suis réveillée. L'imagination, première chose le matin, est nécessaire. Des livres, la musique, des films. Mes préférés sont les films américains ringards des années 80. Ce sont les choses que j'aime. Lors d'un jour de repos comme aujourd'hui, je recherche des choses qui m'inspirent, des choses qui sont bizarres. Un vent chaud dans l'air, où mène-t-il ? Peut-être dans un champ avec un vieil arbre tordu, ou une fenêtre qui affiche les réponses à vos questions brûlantes. La vie est partout où tu regardes, et tu peux la ressentir partout. Les rires de la foule, le brouhaha du métro, les bruissements de la faune cachée. Toutes ces choses que je rencontre lors de ma recherche. Au fur et à mesure que la journée avance, je me rapproche de la découverte de ce que je souhaitais enfin atteindre. Les fleurs remplissent l'air, et puis, je l'ai trouvé.
And one last thing before I'm done here, I just want to mention to you guys,
Wait,
how...
you almost forgot your phone.
Oh yeah, you're right! I almost forgot! This is the Dehancer app. Now, the app, like the desktop plugin, has many different film and motion presets for you to choose from if you're an editor on the go. You can also edit everything 100% manually if you prefer to do so. It's got just about the same amount of modifiers as the desktop app as well. I've gone ahead and taken an example photo of this really handsome guy right here, just to go ahead and give you an example of how you can go ahead and tweak everything in the Dehancer app. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and choose the Fujichrome Velvia 100 preset, and I'm going to go into edit. I kind of already like how it's looking, but I'm going to down the exposure a little bit. Alright, I'm going to up the exposure a little bit, sorry. Up the contrast a little bit, saturation down, not too down. I think that's pretty good. Let's see what we've got. I'm gonna add a little bit of grain to it. I'm gonna add custom profile, and I'm gonna add about 22%. I don't want it to be too big, maybe about near 2. A little bit of halation, amplify that a little bit. I love halation. Source limiter up a little bit, and I think that's good. Up the smoothness a little bit too. Tiny bit of bloom that I want to amplify because I love my bloom, but not too much because it'll show out in the highlights. And that's honestly it for me. I like how the colors are just naturally on this preset, and I'm gonna go ahead and export this. This is the before, and this is the after, just to give you a little example of what can be done with the Dehancer app. Okay, that's all I've got for you today. Overall, I find Dehancer to be an incredibly useful tool for video creators who prefer more of a vintage look in their videos, like me. The interface is a little bit intimidating at first, but once you've used it for a little bit, you get adjusted to how it works and how to incorporate it in your workflow and everything. Despite the few issues I mentioned earlier in the video, I think Dehancer succeeds at being a fantastic alternative to real film, and it's something that I'll be using quite frequently in the future. I'll give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. Okay, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and peace. I'll see you in the next one.